Hey guys, welcome again to this new section. In this section, you are going to learn how to initialize a split payment. So where we stop in the previous section is this place, PayStack split. So within this place, we are going to be sending a data from here. The data we are going to be sending is going to be the amount, the email, and also the sub account we are sending it to. So within this place, we are just going to pass data, which we already know the data is going to represent email, amount, and the sub account. So this data is going to be processed down to this place. So instead of writing it manually, we are not going to do that. Don't forget email, amount, and sub account. So in case you forget, we are going to refer to PayStack documentation. Okay, so click on save, and to make the initialize payment, first we need to create a view on the user controller. So over here, this get sub account is just getting the entire sub account that we have, but in this case this get sub account is going to be used to make the account payment. So, or should we just create a new one? Let's create a new one. Initialize payment. So within this place we are going to create a view, and this view is going to just hold on. Initialize payment. So within this place we are accepting request actually, and the request we are accepting is going to return down to the initialize payment. So we are also going to check if it's a post method for now, but we are not checking it yet. So pages initialize payment. So within this place we are going to get all users, and we are going to pass down all the users into this place, comma within comparts. So comparts is users, then this is going to send the variable users into this initialize payment view. So let's go to the view and create it. So new initialize payment.blade.php. so within this initialize payment, I'll just copy what we have here, just example, because it's still the same thing. Just Ctrl C and Ctrl V within this place, but in this case remove the select bank, take out the email, this business name, just call it select user or select sub account. So that's if you already have your multi sub accounts. Then within this place we are going to call this sub account. So let's just grab sub accounts from here, go back to our VS Code sub accounts. So this sub account is going to be a drop down. Sorry, that's a mistake. So within this place we are going to have a select. So with the select is going to be a sub account, and we are going to pass a class to it, class form control. So within this form control we are going to use our for each. So select sub account. Now the data we are sending, which is users, is going to be pointed to the sub account, and within this place sub account code is going to be addressed just as what we pass down to our database sub account code. So move down to the view and point sub account code, and within this place we are going to point the name of the user. So save it, and here we are going to enter the amount that you want to pay into this user account. So the amount is here, so we call this amount. Okay, save it, and within this place we don't need to pass anything. Take it out, and make payment is what we're going to have here. Click on make payment, save it, and within this place now we have this select sub account, the amounts, and make payments. So what else do we need? Nothing. Okay, so let's go back to the server end, and within this place we are going to return what we are receiving. So return variable request or just to confirm the request we are sending. Click on save, and the URL is not created yet, which has to be any URL. So within this place we are going to have initialize payment. Okay, click on save, and let's locate this URL. Initialize payments, we have what select sub account, which is just only one user. So so this one user is what I'm going to make payments for, and payment is 4,000 naira. So this 4,000 amount I'm typing here does not have 00, so we have to be the one to work on this amount so that's going to have 00. So click on make payment, and we have this token at the sub account. Okay, so I'm going to go to the backend area where we have this. So here we are going to point to the sub account code. So get the sub account code from the request, which is what sub account. So sub account has been derived. Then the amount, this amount that we have here needs to be converted. So this amount needs to be converted to integer or just int value. So pass it as an integer, or you can just pass it as it is. Though passing it as integer will really make more sense because it will really help you solve more problem. So amount 4,000 plus kobo, which is 00. So after this has been done, we need to get the user email. So get user where sub account code is equal to sub account code. So where sub account code is equals to what sub account code. So I believe it is correct. Let's just confirm it again. Sub account code. Awesome. So once we get the user, we need to what? We need to extract the email. So let's first check if user exists. If user does not exist, then we're going to return an error. So if this does not work, so if user exists, then we are going to have this process. We're going to get the email. Get email. So here we have the email, and if there is an issue, that is the user does not exist, then we are going to return. So just a normal return, nothing fancy. Return user does not exist. Yeah, this makes sense. So once the user exists, we have gathered what? The data. So now we have data is equals to email, which is this email we have here, and the sub account, the amount is the amount, and the sub account is this. So let's now go to the PayStack and confirm what we have. So email, amount, sub account. Let's see. Okay, correct. So after this has been passed, we close the statements and we point the initialize payment from the PayStack split initialize payments. So the data, which is email, amount, sub account. Is it correct? It is correct. Awesome. So after this has been processed, then we can now what? Return. Let's return the payment. So once we return the payment, we are going to what? We are going to be given this callback. This callback is going to be retrieved. This authorization URL is going to be returned. So once this is returned, they are going to redirect the user to this place automatically. So within this place, within the JavaScript, within the page that we have, the processing of the data, we are going to be listening to that. So it is just best to use an Ajax on this part so that we can redirect the user to a new tab. And once the user is redirected, we cannot start checking for verification. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. But nevertheless, I'm going to do this because I already promised you guys to create this to make this video. So we are going to return these payments and we listen to the URL. So else we are going to have this error. So instead of having this kind of random error, let's just pass a friendly error, which was status of false. Then within this place, we are going to return status of true. So let's return true. Oh, sorry, imagine I'm returning true. We have never really confirmed this will work. So to check if this will work, we need to check his own status also. So check status. So we are going to check if this status is true. Then we are going to what? We are going to return. We are not redirecting. We should actually redirect, but we are not redirecting. We want to use JavaScript to do it. So let's just return status of true, and the data is going to be the authorization URL. Okay, so The authorization user URL has been tapped automatically for us. Awesome. So if this is true, we have this, then else we are going to have false. Okay, so click on save, and the next thing we are going to do is to use jQuery to process all these things we have here. Use jQuery to send them to this URL. So instead of passing data, let's just pass URL here. So let's pass message, then later pass URL, which is authorization, and this message is going to be this message, and within this place we need to also accept the reference. The reference needs to be accepted, so it is very important, which is what we have here, this reference here. Okay, so with this reference we can use to verify the transaction. I believe you know how to do that. Let's see, verify payment. This is the verify payment section. So as you can see, it is reference, so we have to tap into that reference and save it in JavaScript, so that once the process is loading, we can be checking the reference is active, maybe every 3 seconds, just to make sure the user is doing something. Okay, so click on save, and that's all for now. Then let's go back to our initialize payment section, which is this page. So within this page we are going to introduce the JavaScript. So this JavaScript needs to be in a section, then we yield it into this place. So let's create a section. I'm going to use section called JS. So within this JS section, I'm going to yield this section into this place. So yield JS. So click on save and go back to initialize payments. So within this place, if I pass the JavaScript, we should be fine. Okay, so let me pass log. I'm working. Click on save, and let's go to the home page. Let's go to the page and check this out. Enter, open my inspect area, console.log. As you can see, it is working. So since this is working, then we are going to do this process in the next section, because this video is already long already. In the next section we are going to process this transaction.